Today, I'm going to rank the best business opportunities of 2023, starting with YouTuber. I like YouTube because it's the best platform in my experience for creators. The ease of monetization is built well for creators, and the reason I say that, people are still making the most money on YouTube compared to any other platform. I mean, people are making millions and millions and tens of millions of dollars. According to Forbes, estimates like Unspeakable making $28.5 million, Logan Paul making $18 million, and then we all know Mr. Beast, who's making over $50 million on YouTube. Mind you, that's just from AdSense. That's not from all the collaborations that people can do, and it's not from any promotions that people are doing on top of the AdSense revenue. I wouldn't rank this number one. I personally have seen the behind the scenes of how much effort it takes to become a Mr. Beast, to become an Eric, to become a Collins Keys. These people have 15, 20, 30 people on their teams, then you're gonna have to dedicate the same resources they do. And I don't think that everyone's willing to do that. The cool thing about YouTube, when you're making the money off of AdSense, is that your product is essentially marketing. You can be extremely good at marketing and suck at most other things and crush it on YouTube because your product is the videos you're putting out. For all those reasons, I ranked it a B. The second opportunity I'm going to rank is Twitter ghostwriting. Okay, so what is Twitter ghostwriting? If you don't know, it's essentially writing tweets and threads on somebody else's behalf or on an account's behalf. And this is usually for people that don't have the time to create threads or even do tweets. And so somebody else is writing those or being a ghostwriter, and then they're being posted on that person's behalf. I would rank this lower on the list, not because I don't think there's a demand for it, but because of the level of difficulty. So if you think about this, being able to write in somebody else's voice is pretty difficult. And I know this from firsthand experience knowing Twitter ghostwriters and how hard it is to match somebody's voice when that person has a prominent presence on all other platforms. So I can see how this would end up having a high level of churn of clients if you start this. The second reason is when I was researching Twitter ghostwriting and the amount of money you can make, it was not nearly as appealing as YouTube, TikTok, or really a lot of other opportunities. So I saw like articles being written about people that were making 200, 250 grand a year doing Twitter ghostwriting. I'm not saying that's not good money. That's good money. However, I looked at the average Twitter ghostwriter income, and the average ghostwriter makes about $50,000 a year. Are you like killing it, crushing it, etc.? Probably not, especially if you're doing it on your own. It seems like they're limited by that. I'm saying for the cost of your time, I think that there's a lot of other opportunities that are better with the same amount of work. So where I think there is opportunity to be a Twitter ghostwriter is to find people who don't yet have a presence on that platform and probably not on other platforms as well. And so then you can say, hey, I can help you expand to this platform, and probably it's that they're too busy, right? So find somebody who it's clear that they're not making money from social media and they make money from a different opportunity, say like a core business that they have. I think those kind of clients are going to care less about what you post. They're going to just be grateful to have some presence on the platform, and they're probably not going to be as price sensitive. You know, $5,000 to $8,000 a month would be reasonable, in my opinion, to charge somebody who's making tens of millions of dollars a year. I think there's an opportunity even further in there for like VC funds, investors, because a lot of times what you see on Twitter is that they're using Twitter to announce when they've got a new fund, when they're looking for investors, and in my opinion, that's probably the most valuable market that I would target if I were a Twitter ghostwriter. Twitter ghostwriting, I would rank it a D. It's not that it's a terrible opportunity. I just don't know if it's worth the time when you have so many other opportunities available. The reason I'm making this video is because I get a lot of DMs, a lot of questions, a lot of comments about like, what's the best opportunity for me to make money? I felt like it would be good for me to make this video because I have no incentive. I don't sell any of these opportunities. I'm not doing any of them myself personally right now. And so I feel like I can give you a very objective viewpoint or opinion on these opportunities. When I give the rankings that I'm about to give, just because I rank something lower, it actually might be higher for you. If you're very good at something, but I say that there's an opportunity that's better to make money, but you already have the skills to do this thing that makes less money, the fact that you already have the skills for this thing means that's probably a better opportunity for you. The third opportunity I want to rank is a short form video agency. I have worked with short form video agencies, and I know a lot of people who run them, and so I feel like I have insight into kind of the pros and cons of the short form agencies. And as you guys can probably see online, it feels like everybody's starting one of these nowadays. Like you see ads everywhere. I know people use our name in ads who haven't worked with. I ranked it higher on the list because it does have high demand. And I think that if you're looking at any opportunity, the first thing you want to make sure is that, is there a demand, right? Is there demand in the market for the thing that you are doing or selling? Now, on the other side of that is I would say it's a very low barrier to entry. So what does that tell us? If there's high demand, low barrier to entry, then very soon the market probably will be saturated. I think that we're already seeing that's happening. Then it kind of becomes a race to the bottom. And so I think you have to navigate this opportunity a little more carefully, because if you don't, I think that you just end up competing on price, and nobody ever wants to compete on price. That's not where you want to be. So if I were starting a short form video agency, I would be positioning myself as premium, rather than competing on price. I see all these people popping up. They're constantly competing on price. For example, if you go on Fiverr, you can find people that do a pretty decent job with videos for $10 a video clip. Instead of playing that game, you want to play the complete opposite game. One, I will tell you this, that there's no room in the middle. There's literally never a market in the middle. You're either at the bottom end of the market or you're at the top end. I would position myself as premium, which is I would associate with big brands, and I would try and just for free do videos for big brands so I could hopefully get goodwill with them. Hopefully then they would let me, work with them. And then I can use those as examples for other big brands so I can continue to build a roster of high value clientele. I think the reason a lot of these agencies don't do well is that they don't understand what it takes to make one of these clips, right? It can take you anywhere from 90 minutes to 3 hours to make one clip that's going all across these platforms. And so if you think about the amount of clips that companies want to put out to get the kind of volume they need, what you have to make sure you can do as a company is manage talent well. If you can get clients that can pay premium, then you can pay talent well, and you can get good editors. They can self-manage and they can have efficient workflows. Whereas I see with a lot of people is they price low, and then they get to try to get the cheapest editors possible, and those editors can't manage themselves. They probably never even worked in a company before, and they end up churning editors so fast, and then by consequence, they churn clients because the work is inconsistent. Because of that, I would say short form agency, I would still put it probably at an A. The next one I'm gonna rank is copywriting. That's a spicy topic right now, mostly because of the amount of articles that are coming out on AI and how AI is gonna take over copywriting. So I've kind of factored that into how I'm gonna rank copywriting as a whole. Copywriting is actually predicted to grow another about like 7.6%, I think, by 2026. Now, despite everyone saying that AI is going to take over copywriting, it has not done that yet. Do I think it's not going to do that and it's going to be like, oh, nobody can ever beat humans? No, I don't think that at all. I think eventually it probably will be able to beat humans, but don't count on my word because I honestly have no idea. What I do know is that I would rank this below other opportunities because it does require talent as of right now. Like what we're talking about, this video is being filmed February 2023. As of right now, you still need to have some talent to be a good copywriter. Like the AI is there, but it's not good enough to really make up for an absolute shit copywriter. The reason I think the opportunity is still a little limited is if you look at the people that have crushed it in copywriting, one, they make a ton of money, millions and tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars a year, because there's businesses built off of people who have literally just been world-class copywriters. However, I don't see AI taking anyone to a world-class copywriter like Gary Halbert level yet, or some of the other big names in copywriting, like David Ogilvy, who it was arguably called like the father of advertising. And I think if you want to really make a name for yourself in that industry and make a ton of money, then you've got to put in the work it takes to get world class. I would say that I would rate copywriting probably, I'm gonna put it right with short form video agency, because I have high expectations of copywriters, and like for me at least, I think it's like a skill that is completely undervalued, and being world class, you can do really great things, but I think a lot of companies are just looking for somebody who can like write decent copy. So it is what it is. The next opportunity we've got is drop shipping. I made a video on drop shipping and people, all sorts of controversial comments on there. To be clear, drop shipping is a growing market still. From 2021 to 2022, the industry as a whole grew almost 24%. That's a big increase. But let me explain to you what has happened, which is why I wouldn't rank it like high on the list at all. Drop shipping as a method of delivering goods has increased. However, drop shipping as a vehicle to make money, the returns have decreased. Basically what happens is high demand, low barrier to entry. People come in, they start competing on price. They're selling the same pillow, nightstand, shower cap, whatever it is, online on these platforms, and so they really just start to be a race to the bottom. And that's what's continued to happen in dropshipping. You could just throw up any old ad out there, like a picture of some hot chick, and you could get people to buy makeup. Advertising itself, like the cost of eyeballs has gone up, and what viewers will click on, the quality has also increased. You have to have an entire team creating creative and continuously creating it, because you used to be able to also run the same ad for months at a time on these platforms. Now you've got to be doing multiple ads a day, refreshing ads every week. The opportunity has just gotten a lot less appealing on dropshipping. It's just not a great opportunity compared to a lot of others. For that being said, I would rate dropshipping at D. Next, we've got landscaping. I love how low the startup cost is for a landscaping business. Like, you don't need a facility, you just need equipment and you need customers. And I do think that a lot of people aren't really willing to do this kind of work anymore. Therefore, there is opportunity for those that are willing. Where a lot of people get it wrong is they don't go after the right customers. It's targeting customers that have a decent level of income that they would be paying for landscaping year round. And then also making sure that you put yourself in a place where there's good weather year round, because what you don't want is a seasonal business where the only time that you're making money is 4 months of the year. So I wouldn't rank this as high because there is a lot of volatility due to weather, for example. On average, a landscaping business makes a very wide range margin-wise. guys, between 15 and 45% margin. I think that 45% margin is probably where people are in the right kind of neighborhoods that have great weather. On the other side, 15% is probably like you've set yourself up somewhere like Michigan. You don't really care about your lawn because people there aren't as concerned with like looking good to their neighbors. And a lot of people are willing to just do it themselves there because that's kind of the work ethic vibe of Michigan. I would have ranked this opportunity higher had this been like 2019. However, the cost of labor to employ people to do the work on your behalf has continued to rise year over year over year. And this year alone, the cost of like what you would pay someone at minimum wage has gone up $1.20. So for that reason, and the fact that it's really just exchanging time for money, whether it's yours or somebody else's, I would probably put landscaping at a C. So one thing I do want to mention is that landscaping in comparison, if you have like an online marketing, business, sales, customer service skill set, it doesn't look nearly as appealing. However, if you're starting with like no skills at all, and you don't have a high level of education, and you're sitting here like, Layla, all these other opportunities feel very overwhelming, this may not be a bad opportunity to start with. Next one we've got is high ticket closer. I have personally done this myself. High ticket in-person fitness sales, high ticket webinar sales, did high ticket B2B sales. I would rank this pretty high because of the earning potential, because I think that even if you don't make say $250,000 to $350,000 a year, which I would say like the top earners are making right now, if not more, I think it is a skill that's worth having. Sales and persuasion is just so applicable across all other areas of life. I do think it's also in high demand right now because with all the iOS updates and all the costs of advertising rising, a lot of people have actually transitioned from closing sales via online, like a shopping cart or a webinar, to having a sales team. And they've actually found it to be cheaper and more efficient. The only thing I don't like about this opportunity is that I feel like when you hear like high ticket sales, I do think of a lot of spammy opportunities. And so like, I would never want to encourage somebody to sell something they don't believe in. Like the reason that I think I even succeeded in sales was I sold things I was completely convicted on. When I sold fitness, it's because I was the person that was fulfilling the service. I knew I could help them achieve their goals. When I sold business, it's because I was also in control of the service on the back end and knew that I was going to do right by that person. So what I will say as a qualifier is if you're going to get into high ticket sales, make sure that you're selling a good product, because here's what you don't think about. Selling a bad product, people then associate you with being a scammy salesperson. You don't want that to taint the rest of your career, because a company that has a very good product probably isn't going to bring in a salesperson who's been selling scammy products for most of their career. So because of the earning potential and the fact that I just love it as a skill set in general, I would rank this at an S tier. Next, we've got TikToker. That's an interesting one. I'm on TikTok. Again, I'm not trying to make money off TikTok. I'm just on there to have a social presence. I would have ranked this higher. However, recently there was an algorithm change. So at the time you're watching this video, I don't know if it's still happening, but I have seen a lot of creators leaving the platform recently and looking at other platforms as a way of monetizing their social presence. Now, I want to acknowledge that people out there are making a ton of money on TikTok still. People like Charlie D'Amelio, she makes over $100,000 a post. Kimberly Loaiza makes $47,000 a post. Zach King makes $44,000 a post. It's just, I'm not sure if I would get onto it right now. On top of that, if you just noticed, the government has banned anyone who works in the government from having TikTok, from being on TikTok. And I see it now, more articles coming out of other organizations trying to ban TikTok from people. And I have no evidence to back this at all, but could see where there's an app that has been created by a different country. I would see other countries that are not the originators of the app banning that app eventually. And so I do think that if you are on that platform, I would diversify and make sure that I had backups. And if you're looking at getting on it, like maybe look at other platforms as an opportunity right now as well. I'm gonna throw them a bone and call them a C, because there's still hope. Next, we've got affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is just when a marketer earns a commission by selling the product from another company. So I think it's 16% of all sales in the United States come from an affiliate marketing channel. It's a decent sized market. It's like 17 billion, I think, as of 2022. And the first course that I ever bought when I made my first $3,000 in commission selling a high ticket business service package, I bought an affiliate marketing course. And I went through the whole course and I never did it, but it was a good course. And I learned a lot about affiliate marketing, and I actually think it's a really fantastic option for people. You can learn in isolation how to market without having to worry about having an entire business where you also have to learn sales, customer service, finance. Like somebody else takes care of all of that. And you can make millions and millions of dollars in affiliate commissions alone if you are very good at affiliate marketing. And then if you decide you want to start a business later, arguably one of the most important skills is marketing, and you can learn the rest later. And so I think it's very valuable. The only thing I don't like about affiliate marketing is, again, and this goes hand with the sales one, is a lot of people don't do their diligence on the product that they are pushing. The more skilled marketers are very picky with the products they'll affiliate with. So I would say if you do get into this, be very careful about doing the diligence on the products you're pushing. So for those reasons, I'm gonna rank it in S tier. There's hair to any opportunity. Everything's always good and bad, but I think that it's a really good opportunity. Next up, we've got Twitch streamer. I arguably know not a ton about Twitch, but I do know a few things. It's not something I've done. I know people who make money off of it. I know that it's growing quickly. I think Twitch grew like 30% year over year in terms of views. So obviously it's a growing platform. There's a ton of different ways to monetize. You can sell merch, you can do fan funding, you can make money through views. However, what I have seen is that like there's nobody making the kind of money people are making on YouTube. I think the top Twitch streamers making like around 3 to 5 million a year right now, whereas the top people on YouTube are making close to, you know, $50 to $100 million a year. I wouldn't rank this any higher than YouTube, so I would rank this at a C. And last on the list, we have B2B coaching. Okay, that stands for business to business coaching. You or your team gets paid for their knowledge and expertise to bring to somebody else's business. It doesn't take a lot of money to get set up, but if you're ethical, it takes a lot of skills. So I think that this industry in general, I really like, and I get a lot of gratification out of helping people grow their businesses and building out the systems and teaching other people to do those things. However, what I don't like about the industry or the opportunity is just the amount of people that have never actually done the thing, never accomplished the thing, and then they teach other people how to do something that they've never actually done. That just like kills me inside, and I die a little bit every time I see it happen. People out there who I think inflate themselves and then mislead people, and then those people buy very expensive packages from them only to find out later on that those people are kind of just fluffing up the truth. If you are very skilled, you have an expertise, and people have been begging you to teach them on something, then maybe this is a good opportunity. You know, I think that you can sell fewer units at a higher price, which allows like less operational drag than some other kinds of businesses. And you can charge, again, businesses, if you're selling to business owners, like they have a lot more money and they're willing to dedicate a lot more resources towards making their business better. And I beg of you, if you don't have the expertise, don't take this opportunity. So because of that, I will rank that at, I'm gonna rank it as C. Like, it's a good opportunity for somebody who has a lot of expertise. Like, there are more people who fake their expertise than there are people who actually have the expertise.